Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2013 NCAA Tournament previews and predictions, this time with the Midwest region. Guys, I'm just going to go through all the games of the Midwest region, how I see them playing out, and give you my Final Four prediction for this region at the end here. So let's get it started with the first round matchups. Top seed Louisville in this bracket playing the winner of North Carolina, A&T, and Liberty. I have Louisville passing through, obviously pretty easy in that one. The 8-9 matchup in this region is going to be interesting. Pits Colorado State and Missouri. You're going to hear about the amount of experience Colorado State has, and certainly they do. I just think this is a bad matchup against a Missouri team that has experience as well, with guys like Oriaki and Pressey, and I think a little too athletic when it comes down to it for Colorado State. So I like Missouri to advance to the second round to play Louisville. In the next pod here, Oklahoma State, Oregon, a 5-12 matchup that's going to get a lot of attention, mainly because not many people thought Oregon should have been all the way down at the 12 seed line. I think this matchup for Oregon, though, with Oklahoma State, they're kind of an under-the-radar team in a power conference that played well consistently all season. I like the way that Travis Ford has this team heading, coming into the tournament here. And I like Oklahoma State to beat Oregon in the first round. The 4-13 matchup in this region is St. Louis versus New Mexico State. New Mexico State making their second straight tournament appearance after winning their conference tournament. St. Louis as well, winners of the A10 tournament, winners of 15 of 16 games overall. St. Louis has a particular style they play. They slow the game down. They minimize possessions. They're responsible with the ball, and they play good defense. All, as long as they're shooting the ball well, is a good remedy for success in the NCAA tournament. And I like St. Louis here in the first round over New Mexico State in that 4-13 game. The 3 seed in this region is the Michigan State Spartans. Michigan State's going to square off against Valparaiso. Michigan State, I think, just a better flat-out team, experienced team. Look for them to move on versus Valpo. Memphis, has to play the winner of St. Mary's and Middle Tennessee. I think Memphis gets a good draw here because I don't think Memphis is a great team. But I think Middle Tennessee and St. Mary's are the worst at-large teams that were admitted into the NCAA tournament here. It's a little perplexing to me how either of these teams got in based on the lack of quality wins both of them have. So needless to say, I like Memphis to advance here to the second round to play against Michigan State. The last 2 games in the first round of this bracket, Creighton, the 7 seed versus the 10 seed Cincinnati. Creighton was a team that won their conference tournament, was consistently in the top 15 all season, ended the season number 11 in the rankings right before the conference tournament, yet they're a 7 seed, which is sort of confusing to me. But I like Creighton. The McDermotts will be on display once again in this NCAA tournament as coach and player, and I think they at least get 1 win here versus Cincinnati in the first round. Duke is the 2 seed in this region. They'll be playing Albany out of America East. Look for Duke to advance pretty easily in their first round matchup. Don't expect a tough game like they had last year against Lehigh when they lost in the first round. So that's my first round predictions. Let's move now to the round of 32. The second round here of the Midwest region. This is technically the third round of the tournament because we have the play-in games now. But we'll stick to round of 32 as we go through here with the predictions. So I had Louisville moving on to play Missouri. I think that both of these teams want to run up and down. I think in the end, Louisville has more depth and has better overall talent. And sometimes when teams are sort of play the same style, that tends to be the difference. So look for Louisville to advance to the Sweet 16 in Indianapolis. The next round of 32 game I had slated here in the Midwest was Oklahoma State and St. Louis. Look, St. Louis is going to be playing with heavy hearts, obviously losing Coach Majerus before the season started. They've had a great year, but I'm pretty high on Oklahoma State. I like Oklahoma State to win this game, to sort of do a good enough job on the defensive end to make the fact that St. Louis limits possessions less of a factor. So I like Oklahoma State and Travis Ford to move on to play Louisville and his ex-coach Rick Pitino in the Sweet 16. The next round of 32 matchup here in the Midwest, pits Memphis and Michigan State. I just think in the end, this will be one of those knockdown, drag-out. Tom Izzo, better prepared than a young coach and Josh Pastner for this game. And I think Michigan State out-toughs Memphis and advances to the Sweet 16. The last round of 32 matchup here in the Midwest pits Creighton and Duke as I have it playing out. And, Duke, I know a lot was made of the return of Ryan Kelly. He had that huge game coming back against Miami. I'm really high on Creighton. I think they're going to be a little insulted by their seeding. They're a team that likes to get up and down. I think they'll be able to do that on Duke. I don't see anyone on Duke that can really match up well with McDermott. And for that reason, I like Creighton to advance out of here and get to the Sweet 16 with an upset over the Duke Blue Devils. So now I have my regional semifinals set here for the Midwest. First semifinal, Louisville versus Oklahoma State. Look, Travis Ford will be looking to beat his mentor and his old college coach from Kentucky, Rick Pitino, in this game. I've been waiting for Louisville to click all season. It looks like you finally got that in the Big East tournament with Peyton Siva playing better than he had all year. With them finally, commanding a presence and making a difference inside with Gorgie Dang, Shane Behanan. I just think Louisville's a notch above everyone in this region. So I like Louisville to beat Oklahoma State and advance to the regional final. Michigan State, Creighton. Creighton's a high-scoring team. Michigan State will find a way to control the tempo. I think they have guys who are better equipped to match up against McDermott, and I think they have 2 or 3 guys that they can run out him throughout the course of the game to sort of wear him down. So look for Michigan State to advance from here to the conference final, or sort of to the regional final. Sorry about that. Now you have in the regional final, as I see it playing out, Louisville versus Michigan State. Pitino versus Izzo, sort of one of those classic college basketball coaching matchups, and not to mention 2 pretty talented rosters. And look, I just think this is Louisville's year to get to the Final Four. They've had success under Pitino. They've made Final Fours under Pitino. I think this is the best team Pitino has had in some years now, based on a stud backcourt, a shot blocker inside. Those are usually pretty good remedies for success, and they're playing well, which I think is the biggest factor. So I like number 1 seed Louisville to advance to the Final Four from this region. Be sure to check out my other region previews. I can tell you this, they won't be all chalk or with a lot of favorites winning like this region was. I did pick some upsets in the early round, had Creighton going to the Sweet 16, had Oklahoma State going to the Sweet 16, which I don't see many people have. But again, Louisville over Michigan State in the Midwest region final. Be sure to check out all my other region previews, guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload 5-10 sports talk videos a day. Always talking sports here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening, and enjoy the tournament.